think you made a really important point about not being all in, but not being at zero. I mean, you don't have to be all in. And furthermore, when you buy your first Bitcoin, and I've orange-pilled a lot of friends, the next thing they do is they start checking the damn price on their iPhone watch every 10 seconds, you know. The hell with that. You know, when you buy a house, you're not checking the price of your house every 10 minutes, right? Just sit on it for 10 years, 20 years, and get on. And that's what needs to happen. Sorry.
The point I wanted to add, consistent with that, is you don't have to be 100%, but you don't have to be the first one. You don't have to be the earliest one. I'm certainly not. There's some pioneers here that saw it a lot earlier than I did. I spent 30 years living in San Francisco doing tech, and in this community and in these dinners, that was all around me. I just wasn't paying attention. It took that time to stop. Pandemic came, more time to think. What's important to you? What are your values? And then you see this and you're just overwhelmed with the importance of it and what it means to society as a whole. It's consistent with the movement and with the revolution that Marcelo spoke about. Is when I started looking into it, is how open the community is. Everyone would talk to me, everyone would be ready to share thoughts, everyone would be ready to teach me about it. And what I found in my sector is anybody who takes the time to slow down and really understand what's going on becomes a big believer in it.
So I like to say that I moved. First, when I got into Bitcoin was because I have an older son who was just beating the hell out of me every day. He says, "Dad, you're the only guy who doesn't get this, and you think you're a smart guy investing in tech and all that. So you got to pay attention to your kids." So I actually took a step back and say, what is going on in the world? And the world is a fascinating place today because of AI. Pretty much every company, every company and every function is going to be massively, massively disrupted. But the big disruptors are basically centralized companies, right? Google centralizes every search with every web page. So everybody has to use Google. It's sort of like a monopoly. You look at Facebook, the ledger is, they're centralizing identity. You look at JP Morgan, they're centralizing all assets. And the new world is going to be one in which you're going to be able to transact on a peer-to-peer basis without the need for JP Morgan or all these banks to take a toll as we transfer value. And then the big aha moment came to me when I realized, what is the internet? What has the internet done? Google and others. They have allowed the free flow of information, but they were never able to perfect the free flow of value.
Yeah.
And the powerful thing of Bitcoin and everything that's going on, what I like to call the next 5 years are fascinating because AI is going to continue to disrupt, while at the same time you have a new forced disruption, which is a whole digital currency, which is being led by Bitcoin, and that's just incredible. The fact that we're going to be able to transact on a peer-to-peer basis without these central intermediaries that attack our privacy and that attack our ability to just send our assets from whoever we want to whoever we want. That was a big moment for me that allowed me to move from a FOMO investor, say I'm scared that I'm the only idiot who's not investing, to a fundamental believer that we're into something that is relatively big and bigger than anything that all of us must have experienced before.
Yeah, he's orange-pilled for sure.
I would just say one thing really. If any of you are worried that you're late to this, just remember that only 2 to 3% of the world have crypto accounts or crypto wallets. So, I mean, the way I see it over the next 10 years, any sort of reasonable adoption rate, I think we're going to be up at least 10 times from that in the next 10 to 15 years. So, I always say to my analysts, it's never too late to do the right thing. I think that's especially the case here.
This is like being in the internet in 1994.
Right.
And if we all knew what happened to the internet in 1994, a few people have turned into the richest people in the world by betting on the internet in 94.
Yeah,
and I think Bitcoin, where it's today, is basically where the internet was in 94, 95 from an adoption curve.
Good point. However, I would qualify that a little bit, Dan. Not crypto, Bitcoin.
Yeah,
There's a lot of crypto out there, you know?
I know.
And there's plenty of shit coins in that crypto.
Love it.
So what's the point of moving out of one shit coin and moving to another one?
The current shit going being the US dollar is what I infer.